What's up, all my devil dogs? It's your boy Sean Otley, strength.corp.general 5-star general, here with another Sunday Q&A for y'all. Y'all know the drill. If you got any more questions, be sure to comment below. Alright, I'm going to try and answer as many questions as I can each and every Sunday. I'm going to see how many I can get while I'm not making the video too long. So without further ado, let's start off with the questions. Question number 1 comes from my boy Donald Madden. Shout out to Donald Madden, man. He actually recently just discovered the channel, always shares every post that I put up, really supportive of the channel, and I appreciate everything you do for us, man. You know what I mean? It's people like you that keep me making videos and keep the channel growing, so I appreciate it, man. His question was how many calories he'd be taking in. He gave me his height and weight during a bulk. I've been training for a year, and he's trying to put on some size. Alright, thanks for your question, Donald. I would say this. I really couldn't tell you how many calories you need to eat because there's so many factors that go into that. You know, how much, daily expenditure you're doing, what your metabolism is like, what kind of food you're already eating. There's so many factors that go into how many calories your body burns on a daily basis to be able to determine how much of a surplus you need to be in. So I can't tell you the exact number, but I would say this. Make sure you're gaining about 1 pound to 2 pounds a month if you want to keep it relatively lean. No more than 3. 4 the absolute most, but anywhere 4 or 5 pounds, you're probably putting on more fat than you want to. So I would just say try and monitor that. Or you do know that I offer online coaching, so if you really want to delve deep into that, hit me up, man. You're on Facebook, and I'd be more than willing to help you out, man, and work with you. I love doing that, all right? Thanks for your question, brother. Hope you send some next week. Question number 2 comes from Arnolfo Romero. All right. How do I get cuts on my biceps like Chris Jones? And he gives me a picture. I'll put the picture up for y'all. That all comes with body fat percentage, man. You got to keep in mind, Chris been training about, like 10 years now. So he's got good development in his bicep, both the short and long heads. And then his body fat is pretty low right now, and especially in this picture. So when your body fat gets low and you have a good amount of muscle, that's when you'll start to see cuts, and not just your biceps, but everywhere in your body. So that's all body fat percentage, man. Just keep dieting correctly and not too quickly. You'll maintain your muscle, or at least the majority of it, and also start seeing some cuts since you're losing that body fat. All right, thanks for your question, Arnolfo. Next question, number 3, comes from my boy Yassine Ben Slawi, man. He sent questions before, that's why I didn't butcher his name. Okay, he asked how to gain some good muscle weight pretty much with minimal fat. Now, I just addressed this a second ago. What you want to do is you want to be in a surplus, not an excess, okay? The difference between a surplus and an excess is, let's say you burn 3,000 calories and that's the amount you need to eat in order to maintain your weight, right? A calorie surplus would be anywhere from 300 to 500 calories. So you're just upping it a little bit so that you gain about maybe a little under 1 pound, or at most 1 pound a week if you're like a smaller guy and you're really trying to put on as much size as possible. An excess would be something like, you're just eating whatever. You might be going 1,000, 1,500 calories over. You're going to build the most amount of muscle possible, but you're also going to put on a lot more fat than you probably want to. And when you got to diet down, it's not as fun because then your diet has to be much longer. The less fat you put on, the less time you have to diet. Alright, and if you're anything like me, I like to eat. Dieting sucks, but we got to get it done. That's part of the lifestyle, man. So I would say just try and be in a surplus that you keep controlled instead of an excess where you're just eating everything, okay? Next question comes from Oliver Waters. He asked, what's a good body fat percentage to bulk to, and when and if to do a mini cut during a bulk? Alright, really good question here. Alright, I almost want to make a separate video for this, but I'm going to answer it anyway because I think I can do it really quick. Okay, so I would say a good body fat percentage to bulk up to, which really good. Some people choose a weight to go up to. I like to go body fat percentage because if I'm at a high weight but my body fat's still pretty low, then why am I going to stop bulking when my body fat's still low? I would say I like to go up to about 15, 16, that range. You don't want to go too much higher than that because then you're getting up to almost 20, and while that's the average, we ain't trying to be average around here, right? We're trying to be above average. We're trying to be great. We're trying to be phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So I would say anywhere between like 14 and 16. Some people who like to stay pretty lean, 14. Me, I don't mind putting on a little extra fat, so like 16. And that way when you try to diet down, you get around 10. That's only about 6%, so it's not going to take you forever to diet. Now, as far as mini bulks go, Mini cuts during a bulk. I'm not really a fan, man. I'm not really a big fan of mini cuts during a bulk because I feel like you're wasting time. Yeah, if you put on a little extra fat, instead of going on a mini cut, I would just say taper back your calories because it's gonna catch up in the long run. For instance, all right, I'm gonna have to describe this, so this is gonna be the last question. All right, for instance, let's say you're bulking, right, and you're taking in, all right, 3,000s to maintain your weight, and you're taking in, let's say you go 3,500, right, and you're putting on way more weight than you want to at 3,500. So you put on more weight this month than you would like to. Next month, go down to 3,300 because then you're not going to put on as much weight and you don't have to go through a whole mini cut. Because if you're already in a surplus, your body and hormones are already in an anabolic state. So you want to continue that. You don't want to kind of reverse for 4 weeks and start cutting, then have to go back in because it takes your body a couple of weeks to adjust hormonally and to get your body in a mode of building muscle or putting on weight as opposed to losing it. I really am not a fan of mini cuts. If I'm bulking and I just put on more weight than I would like, I just taper back the calories and it catches up with you. You'll lean out a little bit because you'll put on a little more muscle, but you won't put on the additional fat. So it all balances out at the end. So not a big fan of mini cuts. If you're gonna do one, I say make it like 4 weeks. Let's just say if you gained a little too much weight, then take 4 weeks, do a little mini cut, and then get back on the grind. But again, I'm not a fan. Thanks for all the questions, y'all. Really appreciate them. Really helps the channel to grow. Really keeps people informed out there, and I really want to be informative. So I appreciate all your questions. And again, if you have any more, be sure to comment below, and I'll be sure to answer them in my next Q&A every Sunday. Look out for them, all right? Don't forget the orders. Subscribe and share. Like and comment. Till next time on Double Dogs, dismiss.
Drug schemes of mad cream could be a sad scene when you go to that extreme. Triple beam dreams and drug schemes of mad cream could be a sad scene when you go to that extreme.